Ladies and gamers, my name is BelleNOiR and you are watching Cast My Game episode 9, where I cast replays you sent me. So today, usually we do 4 of these. Today we are only going to do 3 games because I'm kind of running out of replays. And if I continue at this pace, by the end of, well, next week at most, I will have no replays to cast. So I kind of have to slow down a little bit. Not my choice, but hey. Alrighty. Posts are live. We are live as well. Hey Gwynblade, I'm gonna be casting your game today. You don't know that because I forgot to send out the emails, but I'm gonna do that. So just to recap, BelleNOiR follower tournament number 8 sign-ups opened yesterday. Everything is underway. We are receiving the first applications. Quite a lot of applications considering it's only been 1 day out. And quite a lot of people applied already. And I am pleased to say that 100% of the applications were actually valid. This doesn't happen very often. Sometimes you get, invalid application, cheaters trying to get in, and stuff like that. So we already have a full bracket, assuming all the players that signed up will actually show up at the day of the tournament, which is, as you can see on your on the info tab of the stream, and also up there on the screen, is going to be this Saturday, May 18th, starting 4 p.m. CEST. Usually takes about 4 to 5 hours to finish the whole thing. The winner will take away $32, second finisher will take away $16, third one will take away $8, and everybody else, that's 13 other players, are going to walk away with $4 consolation prize. That's $108 total. And yeah, the only thing I have to say about that is that I'm looking forward to it extremely, because it's been quite a while since we did the last tournament. It's like 6 weeks or so. So yeah, I'm pretty pumped. I'm definitely looking forward to all the games. Second or third tournament in Heart of the Swarm, I do believe. Second one. I think it's second one. All right, let's get on to the replays. Let me see. I have prepared them in advance, as I do most of the time, or like every single time. So we have a TVZ, a PVT, and a ZVP. Which one do you want to see first? Go, tell me. Again, we have a TVZ, a PVT, and a ZVP. Which one do you want to see first? Okay, we have 1 vote for PVT, 1 for TVZ. 2 people have not voted yet. Astrid the Valkyrie and Revengale. We need a deciding vote. I don't want to vote, of course. I'm too craven for that. I don't like, responsibility, get away from me. I'm that kind of person. It looks like no one wants to be voting, which is a little bit sad. Okay, so I guess I'll have to decide between these two, so a PVT or a TVZ. I don't know, let's go with a PVT. and then we'll go with the TVZ, and then we'll end the day with a ZVP. I have not... I don't have a ZVZ prepared today for you, Skeleton. I'm very sorry. Alright, let's go into the PVT replay. And this time I have not even, like, skimmed through these replays. I only opened them in SC2 gears, roughly checked what went on in the games, and then just kind of, you know, decided that, hey, I am going to cast these games. So the first replay is going to be a PVT on Akilon Flats. Let me just check if the screen switched. Yep. So, in the top left we do have Mike Hunt, the red Protoss player. And in the bottom right we do have Autodidact. Just gonna call him Alto. The blue Terran. Now, I don't know if you realize this, but if you say Mike Hunt really quickly, yeah, Gwynblade already caught on to the fact it's Mike Hunt. So this is gonna be really funny. Right, Mike Hunt deciding to to scout right after his pylon. Jesus Christ. Oh my god, the Protoss player erected his pylon and then decided to slip his probe away from his base and probe ahead and gather information. So Mike does see that there is a fairly early gas going down, probably on 12 by the looks of it. So most probably we are going to be seeing Reapers. Go gas finishing. I actually did not catch the exact timing of the gas. Might have been a little bit later than 12, might have been 13. Or even 14, which would be a normal timing. Yeah, it's starting to look like it was 14, but no Marines being produced yet. We can see that the Terran player is waiting for the 50 gas, and he is going to go ahead and get a Reaper. Meanwhile, no second gas being taken by the Protoss player usually means that no fast tech is going to be coming out of the Protoss base. So him getting the Zealot and everything kind of rules out the possibility of a blink all-in or any kind of blink pressure or heavy stalker pressure. It does not, however, rule out the possibility of heavy gateway attacks. But what this usually means is that the Protoss really wants to be expanding. Taking this watchtower on this version of this map is actually not as beneficial. It's better if you place your probe right here, so that you have a vision of the center path. And the first Reaper from Alto is going to be entering the Protoss base very shortly here. Behind this, he's getting an expansion, securing it with a bunker. And he's building one more barracks. So far there is no sign of any factory play or a quick transition, so this Reaper came a little bit late, a little bit later than it should have, so it is only going to be used for scouting purposes, and it does see the second gas going down. I think it did see the expansion as well. Yes, it did. And it is going to survive, which is, you know, just one hit away from dying from this Stalker, so it has to get out of there. But look at how fast it is regenerating health already, 20 and rising. So the Terran player is going to be sitting tight, sitting pretty, back home at his base, while the Protoss is getting a rather fast robo facility and looking to get 2 additional gateways. We see that Kant is spamming a lot here. And Yep, so far it looks like both of these players are going to be playing rather defensively, at least for the moment. And by the looks of it, still no second gas being taken by Autodidact, so he's maybe looking to go for a rather fast command center, a third command center, maybe. No, okay, there's the second gas, that's what I've been waiting for, so we should be seeing a factory relatively quickly. Meanwhile, the Protoss player is getting an observer out. He really wants to know what is up and what is cooking, because so far, what has he seen? He's seen that the Terran opened up with a Rex into a gas, and he did see a Reaper. None of this tells him what are the Terran player's plans going further ahead into the matchup, and the Reaper finally does go down, exploding into bits and pieces of metal, bone, flesh, and sinew. And it seems like Autodidact is doing a fairly standard build. He's getting an engineering bay for the +1 and possible missile turrets. He knows that there is no Stargate because he did scout with the Reaper, so that's why the engineering bay is timed normally. It goes down at a normal time as opposed to going down at around 6 minutes, so that he has turrets ready by the minute 7. And we have a very fast Colossus tech here for my Kant, so he's gonna be going Colossi, but he is getting an armor upgrade and very fast 2 additional gases at his expansion, which in all honesty tells me that he most probably will not be getting range for his Colossi, and instead will try to transition very quickly into charge lot Templars, and he is getting supply blocked. So right now he realizes that and decides to throw down 2 additional pylons. Now in this stage of the game, getting supply blocked as a Protoss player is a very, very, very bad thing to do, because you really, really need that first Colossus out as fast as possible. And with the Terran's starport just about to finish up, he's going to have a very good timing here. This is the old Wings of Liberty timing, where you go for a +1 for your infantry, then get 2 or 4 medevacs, and it should line up finishing just when your medevacs start popping out at around 9:40. We see the medevacs are a little bit delayed, so this push is going to be delayed appropriately thanks to that. And looks like I was correct. He is not getting range. He's getting a second forge instead and getting a Twilight Council. Getting a +1 weapons, should be getting +2 armor as well. There we go. And where is the Templar Archives? Nowhere to be seen as of yet. And this is what I'm really perplexed about. He's getting a second Colossus. He's getting a second Colossus, which really does not make a whole lot of sense, because, you know, it does not have much of a synergy with the army he is getting. He's getting a lot of zealots, and you know, when you have Colossi in your army, you need something to protect them. Now that something usually are going to be Stalkers. And well, getting a second Colossus while not even getting range, that's not really smart. Nice cutting there, losing almost 0 health there. Definitely not losing a unit, and I have to say I really like the positioning of the Protoss Zealots out here on the map. Now, Autodidact, of course, cannot know that the range is not done. He can click on the Colossus and hover over the attack icon, and by that way he can tell. As a tip for you guys, if you don't know, or if you didn't know, you can also see if the enemy zealots have charge. When you click on an enemy zealot, if you have vision of them with your observer or with a scan or a changeling or something, you click on the zealot and you hover over the armor, you can see the movement speed. If the movement speed is greater than 2.25 and in a yellow color, then the zealots do have charge. Decent force fields going down. Very few units remaining here for Autodidact, and probably he will have to load up at this point. Oh no, he doesn't! He chooses to sacrifice all of his marines and save the medevacs, which are of course the gas expensive units that he had there, but he just lost a sizable chunk of his army. That must have been at least 20 supply of units for free, basically, because he has not killed anything. Meanwhile, the Protoss player is continuing his upgrades. The Terran is getting +2 attack, will be getting +2 armor very, very shortly here, but the Protoss player is poised to attack, and he still does not have range. Yeah, he probably forgot to make range, so now he is finally researching it, and there is just too many zealots here for Autodidact to deal with, and he also does not have that many Vikings. Only 2 Vikings here on the field. More are being produced though, and these medevacs, you know, thanks to him not having a second starport. Oh, he does, okay. I was just about to say that he probably did not get a second starport, but he did. If he only had 1 starport, these 4 medevacs are going to be all the medevacs he's going to be getting for quite a while, so they are the most precious thing he has. But with the Viking count rising, my count can't really opt to attack because he does not have that many stalkers, only 5, and that is not enough to protect those colossi appropriately. So he's securing a 3rd base. Of course, the Terran has had his base up and running for a little bit longer of a time. We can see that there is already 300, 200 or 300 minerals mined from those patches, which equals roughly to about 1 minute of mining. And the game is slowly but surely transitioning into late game, where both of these players will have ghosts and Vikings and infantry on the Terran side of things, and on the Protoss side of things we will have Blink and Charge and Storm and Archon and Templars and Colossi and everything in between. Now the thing is that the Protoss, once he hits 3-3, and he is ahead on upgrades, once he hits 3-3 on his upgrades and he attacks, he is going to have a huge advantage in a fight versus the Terran, just because of the upgrades. And if he swarms with zealots supported by storms and colossi, it's going to be really tough for the Terran to make even exchanges with his opponent. I'm not even mentioning winning the battles, because that's going to be almost impossible. The Terran will have to draw this game out for a little while longer and wait until he is even on upgrades with his opponent. Of course, getting ship weapons level 2 is also a good idea, just because those Vikings will kill those Colossi way quicker. And at this point, this is a decent number of Vikings to take down 2 or 3 Colossi before they are being eliminated. So Autodidact is pushing forward. He is thinking of denying that 3rd, but he has to be careful. If he goes there, his army will effectively be trapped. And he does not have that many medevacs, so he could afford to load everything up into those and escape. But we do have an engagement here. Guardian Shield goes up, a missed storm. Nice positioning there by Autodidact, and he killed almost all the Colossi already. That was a better storm than we have seen before, but only 4 High Templars here. Does he have any High Templars anywhere else? No, I don't think he has. So these 4 are the only one he has. Beautiful storm going down on half the army. The rest is forced to kite, and right now would be the opportune time for Autodidact to retreat, but he is not doing that, failing to kite the enemy units, and gets his whole army obliterated in the space of seconds. That was not the best of engagements the Terran could have made. And of course, the huge lack of ghosts is proving to be quite a problem for him. And now Mycon does have a huge army lead. There go the EMPs, but it's a little bit too late for that, and at the wrong place, at the wrong time. They should have been going down in the previous battle, and now everything will die as the Archons, finished merging, are entering the battlefield, and well, there's not much Autodidact can do at this point, to be quite honest, and he rage quits the game, saying Death Bowl for the win. Alright, let's go into the second game. We have decided that it is going to be the TVZ, right? So, starting lit TVZ. TVZ is going to be played on BelleNOiRtv Vestige, and it is going to be none other than Gwynblade and Siegemeister. Could you give the chat a little bit of an info on Siegemeister, Gwynblade, if you'd be so kind? Since you have played him, and I do believe that he is a Czech player as well as you are, so you probably know him. If I'm mistaken, then correct me, but if I remember right, you should know this guy. Anyways, in the top right on BelleNOiRtv Vestige, we do have the pink Zerg, Siegemeister. And might I say, God, I'm looking forward to everybody stop using pink because Stefano quit his pro gaming career. I'm really looking forward to that because every Zerg wanted to be pink. In the bottom right, we do have the red Terran, Gwynblade. And Gwynblade is being sneaky here. He's probably... Oh my god! Oh, is he... Oh, okay, he's drone scouting straight towards his opponent's base. He's not going to see the proxy. Gas going down fairly soon, and this was an 8 barracks, guys. If Gwynblade is going to go for the Fuser 8-8 build with Reapers, I'm gonna blow my shit. This is, by the way, this can be very hard to deal with as a Zerg, because the first Reaper comes when your pool is not done yet, especially when you're going with a hatch first build as Siegemeister is doing. But he does know that there is no barracks, and he goes, what are you up to, dude? No wall off, gas being taken, no barracks. He scouted the entirety of the main base just to be sure that there is not a hidden barracks. Gwynblade saying, what? Have you never seen a 14 Ninja CC with gas? Like, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, the pool is on the way, but it's only 50% done. The first Reaper is about to pop out, and it's rallied directly to the natural base. There's still an SCV around. It can start building a bunker, and there we go! Bunker going down, and Siegemeister has no idea about this. This Overlord will spot it, but it is going to already be too late. And we see that Gwynblade actually did cancel that bunker and starts building it on the high ground. This is not the best move to make, to be quite honest. It's best if you have 2 SCVs trying to get the bunker up, because then this shit happens. The SCV gets surrounded and it gets killed. But Gwynblade is getting drone kills, slowly but surely. Is he going to get the last drone? Yes, he is. He may even get this one. And he does end up getting it, so... nice. First Reaper getting 3 kills, and we have 2 Reapers here already, still continuing to produce Reapers here for Gwynblade. But the bunker should be salvaged unless there is an SCV. Yes, there is an SCV heading across the map. I do not really believe it will arrive in time to save that bunker and finish it up. But you know, that bunker is in a really good spot otherwise, because those Reapers can shoot at these minerals down here, which means half the mining for this base will be denied. But as I said, the SCV will not arrive in time. Hello SCV, go back to the base. You have nothing to do here any longer. And well, nice micro by Gwynblade, but his minerals, while he's microing like this, are really starting to pile up. And he will be getting a command center and getting a factory. So, you know, off of this, I wouldn't really be surprised if he transitioned into Hellbats. Because, you know, you're not going to be getting any add-ons on this baby here. Because it's too far away. If you get an add-on there, that add-on is forfeit the moment your opponent decides to flood with Lings. This opening that Gwynblade did, already up to 3 Reapers, which means they can 2-shot drones. There we go, 1, 2. And they can also two-shot Zerglings. And if Gwynblade micros correctly, none of these Reapers will die. And now the Spinecrawler is in a way better position right now, so that means Gwynblade is denied entry into the base. Tenlings in production for Siegemeister, but his build was disrupted by quite a lot, so the speed is going to be greatly delayed. And I see that Gwynblade back home, he is getting a reactor onto the factory. Is this going to be for Hellions or Widow Mines? Usually the most common follow-up to this opening with Reapers is a Hellion follow-up, just because you can set up a really nice soft contain versus your Zerg opponents as Gwynblade lifts up the barracks and starts moving it towards his base, back where it belongs. Whoa! Even getting a third command center. And, well, most probably because he knows that the Zerg at this point in time has basically two options. He either takes a third, as he would normally, or he goes for a counterattack really fast. And, yep, Gwynblade is going to be following this up with Hellions. You know, Reaper Hellion kills Zerglings pretty darn fast. Both are fast, light units. Both have bonus damage versus light. Excuse me, the Reapers don't nowadays, but yeah, you know what I mean. In these numbers, they can really kill drones and Zerglings really fast. So usually it forces the Zerg into this kind of reaction, building a Roach Warren. And Siegemeister, you know, he can't really afford to move out on the map like this, not without speed, and it is still 20 seconds away, so he has to wait, and it will cost him half of his current standing army. So that was definitely not a good decision by him. And Gwynblade really wants to know, I think the only thing he really wants to know is if there's a third base. Yeah, he is going to check for that. He sees that there is no third base. That should, of course, prompt him to play a little bit more defensively as of now. Because, frankly, if an attack comes at this time, he just straight up dies. A Ling Roach all-in would kill him right at this point, or should kill him. There are no tanks, there are no Widow Mines, there are basically he's investing heavily into econ and infrastructure, future upgrades, but he is not building a standing army. At least not a very big one, and is relying on Widow Mine defense. Widow Mines are very well positioned here. You always want to position your Widow Mines in front of your wall, not at the back, because if a Baneling bust comes, those Banelings will have detonated onto your wall and the bunker before the Widow Mines can actually go off. So quite a lot of Widow Mines here. This of course will allow Gwynblades to kite back from them. Nice hits onto the Roaches, but what they really needed to hit was the Zerglings, and the Zerglings are still alive, but the Roaches have gone down. There were only 3 of them. The Zerglings will be cleaned up very, very quickly here, and I don't think Siegemeister will be able to do very much here. Once that cooldown on those Widow Mines is gone, he will have to pull back. And I don't... This was... okay, I think this was a little bit of a mistake by Gwynblade, trying to drive the enemy forces away, because the cooldown was almost done on the Widow Mines. He should have tried to lure them in, and he would have killed more stuff that way. But, you know, sometimes in the heat of battle, it's just a cute little trick you can do, but it's more about reactionary and in-the-moment decision-making than anything else. Third base going down for the Zerg player. He's also getting a lair. And, well, evolution chamber, so everything looking standard. Siegemeister trying to continue his build as he would otherwise, and on the Terran side of things, it is not going to be a mech play, it is going to be a bio play. So this is of course suboptimal if you ask me, but 3 engineering bays right here, that's funny. But yeah, this is what you do, and with it, this is going to be a, you know, with more Marauders being put into the mix, this is going to be a tough situation for our Zerg player. With the Widow Mines, Marauders, Reapers and Hellions, and a couple of Marines, it's going to be quite hard for the Zerg player to not incur a lot of losses. And quite frankly, his third may very well go down if Gwynblade decides to attack that one. But no, he just moved out on the map, trying to make sure that the Zerg does not have map control at this point in time. Actually, his only controlling units out on the map are these two overlords. One of them is moving inside the base right now, trying to scout, because the Zerg player up until this point has not seen anything, and now he knows, he correctly identifies that, hey, this is going to be a marine heavy build. Look at all those reactors on the barracks. Only one tech lab, and even that one is making marines, which is really strange. But hey, what have you. Baning nest going down. No lair tech, as far as I can see, apart from the glial reconstitution. You usually want to get this when you either want to have a very easy time of dealing with the Hellions, or two, if you want to be attacking with the roaches and using it as a part of your army, which I don't think will be the case, because the Zerg player is getting melee upgrades and carapace upgrades. And there we go, finally some tech. So we have no Hydrodent, but we do have an infestation pit. This is mildly interesting for me. I wonder what that could be for. Of course, the obvious thing that comes to mind are swarm hosts, but swarm hosts are not as good versus bio as they are versus mech. Another thing would be mech. Oh, nice burrow there, but a little bit too late. It all detonates onto the roaches. The lings are still alive, and there is an observer, I mean an overseer, so those get taken out. But the Zerg army just does not pack enough punch for this. If those banelings get sniped, and they do, then there is virtually nothing for the Zerg being able to defend this. Of course, without medevacs, any kind of reinforcement wave right now that would start attacking this small Terran force should be able to bring it down. Of course, that is if the units attack at the same time and not piece by piece, as it happened right here. So, you know, if Siegemeister kind of just like rallied these hatchery to behind his mineral line and waited for the reinforcements and attacked from every direction at once, he could have saved the hatchery. But as it is, the hatchery did go down. Hellbats also making an appearance. Terran army being 2-2 very, very shortly here, which of course will put it at a great upgrade advantage versus the Zerg. And I think the third may even go down here, and after the third goes down, the Terran has won. Just plain and simple, and there it is, GG from Siegemeister. Poor guy. Poor guy. I wouldn't want to be in his shoes. You see, this is the thing that a lot of Zergs are having problems against, or the majority of Zergs are complaining about, you know, the Reaper opening into Hellion, into Marauder Marine. It's just so powerful of a pressure that, you know, if you, like, what are you going to do? Right? Your opponent opens up with Reapers, so obviously Lings are not going to be that useful. At least not until speed is finished. And even then, you are going to be losing Lings, but just not as fast. Which, you know, saves up your larva, so that's good. But then the Hellions come, and unless you were able to save the majority of your drones and, you know, not miss injects and everything, you're not gonna have enough Zerglings to deal with the Hellions. So what? You need roaches, but if you build a roach warren and start building roaches, you're not gonna have banelings, which is what you need later on in the game when the infantry ball starts to grow. And you know, it's a very difficult situation, and it's I would say that defending this is just based on proper injects and not getting supply blocked. That's it. So if you're having problems defending this, just make your mechanics better. If you make your mechanics better, I can almost guarantee you that you are going to have an absurd amount of Lings by the time the Hellions come. And if you beat the Hellions back, if you manage to kill 2-4 of them, I can almost guarantee you the Terran will be very wary of pushing against you again. He will wait a little bit, and that will give you a little bit of a breathing room for you to take the third base, get your layer up, get your mutalisks, or whatever you want to be going for. Okay, let's go into the last game of today. It's going to be a ZVP. Alright, ZVP it is. In the bottom right we do have My Insanity's Penguin spawning as the red Zerg. His opponent is going to be a barcode player, so probably somebody known. And it is a blue Protoss in the top left. The map is, again, Belshire, or Belshire Vestige. And we see another Protoss that is really fond of scouting after a pylon. Oh, excuse me, this is a PVZ, not a PVT. Okay, so it's perfectly normal. And I don't know if you have researched the Naniwa build lately, where he goes with a gateway expansion into a Stargate immediately. It's very, like, in Wings of Liberty on the smaller maps, this kind of opening would kill you. But Naniwa somehow managed to make it work, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Right, so not seeing anything out of the ordinary. Should have stuck around a little bit to see if the pool is going down, but no, it is going to be a 15 hatch. That's a really ballsy opening from Penguin here. Meanwhile, we do have the gateway and the gas. Hatchery is going down as normal, so you know, barcodes did not really succeed in delaying that. And Penguin did not have to pull an additional drone down, and it looks like he is going to be going for a fairly early speed here, as can be seen with the very fast gas. There we go, the spawning pool going down. Now, whenever you build a gas before pool and saturate it ASAP, usually you will have 100 gas stockpiled exactly when your pool finishes. So that means you will have a very, very, very fast speed. Now, versus this kind of opening that the barcode player is doing, it's an ideal situation. Because with speedlings, you are going to have a very easy time denying the natural. You are going to have a easy time trying to snipe sentries, running past into the main base, killing some probes, stuff like that. You know, generally having map control and the greater mobility compared to your opponent, who is thinking about expanding at this point in time. And Penguin is going to be very happy when he sees that pylon, because he would be like, oh great, no one base play incoming, I can drone for a little while more, and at the same time, awesome, I can kill his expansion if I do this right. Because this is generally how it goes. Penguin getting his 2 initial queens, and we will see the Protoss player expanding right now. There we go. And yeah, the barcode player is going to rely on mothership sentry defense, as we can see right here. So that's always good. What is also good is having control of the map most of the time. But if he's making the calculations in his head right now, he should know that by 6:30 he should have all his units back at his base, including this probe, because that's about the time when the speed finishes. So actually it's going to be a little bit faster than that. It's going to be around 6 minutes 10 seconds. It's following this up with a 4-gate. This is really interesting. Is this probe going to be used for a proxy pylon? It better be, Because if it's not, I'm going to be first really disappointed, and second, this build will not make a whole lot of sense to me. I mean, are these gates being built just to keep him safe, just to be able to reinforce rather quickly? Let us see if he... Yep, that probe did get sniped, so no proxy pylons will be going down. And the Lings are on the hunt for any additional probes or pylons, while the Mothership Core looks like is going to go on ahead and do some scouting of her own. It's good. I have no problem with that. It's you know, it can poke in, try to kill the Zerglings at the watchtowers. And, you know, Penguin, if he did want to deny this expansion, he's way too late on that. There is already 4 sentries out, so, excuse me, 5 sentries out here defending the wall, so he's not going to have any success with this. And we do see a Stargate going down for the barcode, with the layer just about halfway done, which is usually the time you want to get your additional gases. Let's see if Penguin will actually try to go into Mutaplay. If he goes into Mutaplay without scouting the Stargate, he's going to be in a world of hurt. And meanwhile, the barcode is trying to secure his tech transition by moving out on the map. Of course, this will also slow down your opponent a little bit. So if the Zerg player is thinking of going mutas, well... Okay, this move out is a little bit late. Usually what you do, you move out a little bit sooner and force the Zerg to make roaches or lings. Eating up his larva, eating up a little bit of his gas if he ends up making roaches, and therefore less mutalisks you are going to be contending against. As it is, this is just an attack to kill the third base. And oh, he has to be really careful. Nice force fields going down. Really beautiful job. And he still has more force fields. He will get this hatch, or it will be cancelled. There goes the cancel, and he can recall right out of here. So this is a very good job so far by the barcode player, because he did deny the third base. That's a huge blow to the Zerg, believe it or not. He does have a Stargate. He is transitioning into Phoenix production, which is, you know, the ideal thing he could have been going for, considering the Zerg is going Spire. And you know, when you delay the third of the Zerg like this, or even if you kill it, usually it prompts a very severe counter-attack response. And in this case, it can be all-out muta, I'm going to try to kill you, or, oh yeah, double expansion, it is going to be mutalisks. It is going to be mutalisks. Penguin is going to be using those roaches and those lings as best as he can to tie the ground army onto them, and he will use mutalisks to try to damage the economy behind that. 6 mutas already on the way, but look at the gas count for the Zerg. Not as high as he would optimally want. We also have flyer attacks level 1 going down. Glow reconstitution for the roaches, just to be able to dodge those force fields a little bit more effectively. But the Protoss is set very nicely here. Thinking of taking a third base, well, that's not going to work because there is a friggin' Overlord vomiting creep all over the place. But that's not going to last long. And now Penguin realizes that, well, hey, this is not going to work that well. The mutas are going down to these Phoenixes. Good micro by the Protoss player, and this is not working out for Penguin at all. Now, these Phoenixes, they can start to go around killing Overlords, lifting drones. Do we have Spore Crawlers being built? Yes, we do. One in the main, one should be in the natural, and one should be at the third. That doesn't deter the Phoenixes from killing these Overlords. They can actually get all of these Overlords if they're target firing well enough before those Overlords make it to the Spore Crawler. Come on, do it, do it. Meanwhile, the fourth base is getting killed as well by the Protoss. Good moves we are seeing here as Penguin tries to transition into Hydra play, getting getting both muscular augments and +2 range attacks for them. Now, is the Colossus transition ready for the Protoss? Where is the Mothership Core, I ask you? It is not alive. It has been killed. So no Nexus cannon will be going down. And this Nexus may even be killed before the rest of the forces show up here. Oh my goodness, it is going to go down. You see, guys, this is exactly why you want your Mothership Core alive at any point in time during the match. And now these roaches can go ahead into the main, or... Oh, that's a brilliant move, trying to snipe the force, denying the upgrades, securing an advantage for the later stages of the game. Remember, the Zerg is still on 3 bases, so he's not doing that bad considering the Protoss is down to 2. He just sniped off his forge, and the Zerg knows that there is no robotic support bay out. And while the Protoss is dealing with this small group of roaches, you know... Good save on the Immortal. The Zerg, what is he doing? Well, he's pumping units and drones in equal measure because he needs to stay alive. Without Colossi, dealing with those Hydralisks is going to be a little bit more difficult. The only thing at this time that can kill them are actually those Phoenix. If they start lifting them up, they can kill those Hydralisks, but you need ground army support. If those Phoenixes do go in alone, that's not going to work. So the Protoss immediately rebuilding the natural expansion, and he is getting a robotic bay. Trying to kill the queens, very good idea here, limiting the larva production and larva count that the Zerg will have available to him. And also, these Phoenixes give you a lot of scouting. Meanwhile, the harvester counts are relatively even. So, yeah, I'd say the game is even. I should say, but what the Protoss player really needs is Colossi. Nice force fields going down. One force field getting placed to the side a little bit too much. The Phoenixes go to work onto those Hydras immediately. Stalkers need to move forward a little bit more. The Phoenixes are falling down like flies, actually not microing to the best of his ability, this Protoss player, and he ends up being pushed back and without any sentries, and most of his army dead. Even this Phoenix will go down right now. There we go, boom. It is a very bad situation for him. He is getting Colossi out finally, but it is a little bit too late. He is at a huge army disadvantage at this point in time. His opponent doubling him in supply in this regard, and there are no Colossi out. Still no Mothership Core. I can't believe he has not rebuilt the Mothership Core yet. And, you know, he is going to push the Zerg back for a little while here, but with these reinforcements that are trickling all the way across the map to the front lines, with the muscular augments, they are going to get there reasonably fast. And not to mention, at this time, the Zerg can switch back into Mutalisks without any problem. He could elect to build 10 mutas at... Oh, there we go. There we go. Very smart choice, because he knows, hey, I killed all of your Phoenixes, and you see a lot of Hydras attacking you, so most probably you are going to be getting Colossi. Well, you know what? I'm gonna build Mutalisks and kill you straight up without ever engaging with my Hydras and using them defensively. He may even opt to attack 2 points at the same time, because the army from the Protoss player is not that big to cover multiple locations around the map. The resources are really low for the Protoss, and here is what I thought would happen. Mutalisks getting into position to attack the main base, and the second army is getting into position on the right side of the map to attack the third base. And now the Protoss has to choose: do I save my main base or do I save the third expansion? Either way, I'm going to end up being hugely behind if I sacrifice one or the other. So he's pulling all of his army back. Mutalisks trying to bait the army into the main base, and the Protoss is falling for it. Meanwhile, the second army attacking the third base. Nice moves we are seeing from Penguin here. Protoss player forced to evacuate his third base. The Mutalisk count is rising. Penguin realizing there is not that much of an anti-air for the Protoss, him being only on +1 attack. The third base does go down. The main is saved, but 2 additional expansions are going to be up very shortly here for the Zerg player, and this is looking very grim for the Protoss. Very, very, very grim. How many Mutalisks do we have out on the field actually? 22 Mutalisks. But still, this army is not the right composition for the Zerg to engage the Protoss army head on. No, Penguin, what are you doing? You are going to lose so many of your valuable Hydras here. There's nothing to kill the Colossi. With good micro, you will end up losing your whole ground army. Sure, you have the Mutalisk counts. Is it going to be enough? Because there are quite a lot of Stalkers, 21 Stalkers, but they only have +1 attack. And the Cyber Core is going to go down very, very, very fast. Being out in the open, the Protoss player decides to, well, hey, let's just base race. This might work, you know, but with these 2 additional bases, I mean, spine crawlers are pretty good. And, oh my god, so many probes are going to go down if those mutas follow them. No, they're not. Okay, so probes being pulled. We have money for quite a lot of assimilators and 2 nexuses for the Protoss player. The natural of the Zerg is going to fall, as are quite a lot of these probes. What the Protoss really needs to do is start killing up buildings, but his army is just not equipped to do that. It's not mobile enough. And versus these Mutalisks with +1 attack, and unless he kills the Spire, it is going to be +1 curve base as well. Good thing he will supply block the Zerg, so he will be unable to build anything, any more units. But he can still build spine crawlers. Do we see any spine crawler walls being built anywhere? No, we don't. Instead, Penguin opts to go full out base race, trying to kill the Protoss buildings as fast as he can. Building hatcheries all over the place. The bank for the Zerg is quite substantial, so he can elect to build hatcheries everywhere, even building a hatchery where the former third of the Protoss was. And this is just going to end up in Protoss losing all of his buildings very shortly here, not being able to kill all the other Zerg structures in time. And, well, this is just heartbreaking to see. He's even being revealed, and the Zerg player reacts instantaneously seeing these 2 assimilators here, because the hatchery did not see them before, and sending his Zerglings over there. Maybe this one hatchery will fall before all of these buildings will go down, but that's going to be it. No more hatcheries will be killed by the Protoss player. He's just not fast enough, does not have enough units. Remember, we still have 40 Mutalisks. Probably he could even take a head-on fight at this point. And even building more Mutalisks. Did the Spire... Wait a minute. Did he rebuild the Spire somewhere? Oh, yes, he did. Nice thinking there, Penguin. So more Mutalisks are in production here. But I think it's not going to be long now. This pylon will go down. And once this assimilator is killed, it's going to be... Wait a minute. Oh, we did... Oh, we have a Nexus here. Alright, so the Protoss player buying himself a little bit more time. I was wondering why the game has not ended. Okay, so does he know about the hatchery here? No, he does not. He knows about the one here, does not know about the one here, and there are still 50 or so Mutalisks out on the map. He can still build one more Nexus somewhere far away. Oh, now he's going to know. Now he's going to find out. This Nexus will go down in 2 volleys. There we go. Hatchery gonna fall as well, building a pylon over here. He's gonna have to defend this pylon with everything he's got. Or maybe just, you know, defend this pylon, or just slow the opponent down, forcing him to kill this pylon first before he kills other buildings, and he's just going to be moving out across the map, and at every point he feels he could be attacked, he's going to build a pylon, but frankly that's not going to work. These mutas are locked in on their target. And like I said, at this point in time with 52 mutalisks, you can take a head-on fight versus a Protoss army such as this. I'm just wondering why Penguin is not doing that. He could kill this army if he chose to, and he is going to do that right now. Guardian shields notwithstanding, everything is going to fall. Just too many mutas. Too many mutas, ladies and gentlemen, and that is it. Barcode leaving the game, not even GGing out. A painful loss for him right there. Right guys, so 3 games and that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. Before I leave you, I'm just going to yet again say that we have a tournament coming up this Saturday, May 18th at 4 p.m. CEST. Please check the stream description below. The first info panel tells you about the tournament, and it also has a link. If you click on it, that will take you to Team Liquid, and there you have the instructions how to sign up for the tournament, how to participate, format, everything. Thank you very much, Domezi. I love the layout as well. It's absolutely awesome. So the next show is going to be up Thursday 8 p.m. CEST, and then Friday 8 p.m. the same time. Please do keep sending me replays if you have a 1v1 master versus master. Approximately 20 minutes long. It can be longer, it can be shorter. I'll be the judge of that if it's, you know, if I'll cast it or not. But if you do have master versus master, then by all means send it to me to BelleNOiR@cesnam.tv, the email address you see right below. And with the title Cast My Game, include a short description. Most important thing, tell me which of the players is you and what roughly transpired in the game. And then it might get cast. Of course, if you want to support, keep tuning in. Keep telling your friends to tune in. Tweet about it, hashtag CastMyGame or hashtag BelleNOiRtv. You can post on Facebook as well. And if you have any questions or wants to tell me anything, you have my Twitter or my Facebook for that. And with that, I'm going to leave you guys to have a wonderful evening. So I hope you enjoy the games, and I'll see you tomorrow. In the meantime, stay safe, good luck, have fun, and remember to storm first and ask questions later.